and you can get started.
Okay, so hi everyone, this is Manan. Let me quickly share my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes. Can you do the
Yes.
slideshow? Hi everyone, this is Pankaj Banka, co-founder and partner at TSP and one of the leads at the California chapter. Welcome everyone to this session, exciting session. We have a amazing team and an amazing session for you guys today. So we're just going to go through, I'll take 10, 20 seconds to go through the agenda and introduce the team and why is this session important, and then hand it over to Manan and Nina, who will do an awesome job going through the slides and the presentation today. So we have Deanna Gray, who's the community manager for the Americas here today, and then myself, Pankaj Banka, and we most of the talking would be done by Manan and Nina, who are RPA experts here in Northern California and part of our Northern California chapter. Next slide, Manan. The topics that we'll address today is why are these certifications important? I mean, personally, when I started my UiPath journey, I got certified, and Mana and Nina both are certified. And why is this important for our careers from a personal growth perspective, from an organization growth perspective? So we'll dive into that briefly, and then Manan and Nina will go through some of the certifications that are offered by UiPath, some of the important ones, what changes have been made. I mean, we just had the Forward conference recently, and UiPath had made some changes to the certification. So, what are those changes? What are some of the resources available? What has helped Nina and Manan go through these certifications? So, we will go deep dive into those, and obviously, we'll answer some of your questions too. So, Manan, next slide. I mean, just taking couple of seconds here, why it is important, right? I mean, obviously, that definitely adds color to your resume, right? I mean, if you are a UiPath certified consultant, right, be it associate or advanced developer or business analyst, or now with the specialized AI is the buzzword now, right? And UiPath has done a great job on coming up with that specialized AI certification. So we'll dive into that as well. Obviously it has value from your personal growth and even from an organization growth perspective, right? And personally, I mean, we have a large RPA UiPath practice, so I mean, we also look for certified consultants when, I mean, even the customers and the client today ask whether our resources are certified. So that is definitely very important. And UiPath brings in a lot of value and high standards when it comes to these certifications, right? I mean, these are not certifications that you can crack in a day or few hours. You definitely have to put in a lot of effort and hard work in getting this done. And obviously, last but not, it definitely enhances your value in the marketplace, right? So, I mean, that's why we thought this session would be very important. I mean, for resources who want to deep dive into the RPA world with UiPath. I mean, they are the leaders in this space. So definitely, if you want to bridge into this path and have a career, so you have to have these certifications. So we'll just go into the details and how it has helped Manan and Nina in their journey acquiring this certification. So I'll hand it over to Manan and to take this forward. Thank you.
Hey, hi everyone. So I'll be going over uh, the new certifications, what are the changes that UiPath has done in those certifications, and briefly go over the agendas of those certifications as well, what you need to prepare and like what topics helped me a lot, which topic I think that are considerably a bit more specific or more uh, like they have you have to give more attention to understanding those topics. So I just want to share my experience, and similarly Nina will also share us about her experience as well. So the first one that I'll be going over is the UiPath Certified Professional Automation Developer Associate one. So uh, So for initially, we'll go over who should give this certification, or why do you want to target, like if you want to get into automation or RPA. Of course, it is very much recommended that you start preparing for the certifications, as well as start gaining some practical knowledge on the UiPath platforms as well. So I'll quickly go over the exam description that we have. This is all readily available on the UiPath on the UiPath websites, and we will first explore like who should give this exam. So it is generally recommended that if you are exploring UiPath, maybe you have some hands-on experience for like 3 to 6 months, and then you are practically indulged in those orchestrator or maybe robots or maybe UiPath Studio. Then you like it is recommended that you go for these certifications, and it is not. It is usually people say that. You start preparing for the certification and then you gain some hands-on experience. But in terms of my experience, I felt that this has to go hand in hand, because even in some cases, when I was giving my exam, I used to remember that, okay, so like if I am getting this debugging questions in my mind, I used to make this kind of a mental map where I used to remember, okay, this was on the left side of the screen, this was on the right side of the screen, and the left side had all the variables, arguments, and all the things that I wanted to see while debugging. So it kind of helped me in giving the exam as well. And the products that will be covered in the for the associate level exam, they are the 2022 version, which is kind of a shift from the 2021 version, which was covered in the previous exams. So we have the studio versions 2022, robot versions 2022, and the orchestrator version 2022. These are some of the exam domains that will be covered. And although for the associate level exam, there has not been that much of a huge difference, but certainly some new topics have been introduced as well. And so you have to get some basic knowledge on what this business automation is all about and what values it brings. As Pankaj sir already explained, like why is RPA important? Why is UiPath automation? What value does it bring to us? And then you have to get some platform knowledge that UiPath uses, including Studio, robots, and orchestrators, and understand the ecosystem, how you want to connect these services, how like let's say if you are stuck at some place, where do you go, like which is the recommended platform? Is it community, or do you go searching for in the academy resources, the learning plans that are available there? Then again, like studio interface, you have to know different kinds of variables, the arguments, and how they are used and managed. And of course, you have to follow the best practices along with them. So let's say if I start exploring everything on my own, I might not know what is the best way to use those, or best ways to best way to maybe name those variables. Or let's say I'm giving my code flow to another developer and he is not able to understand what I have coded, or what activities I have used, or what flow I am trying to convey. So by this way, by like going through the certification plans, these learning plans, you do get to know a lot about these best practices, and they also help you in a lot of debugging or whenever you are stuck at some place. So it helps out a lot. And then of course the variables and arguments, how to create them, how to manage them, their flow from one workflow to another workflow, what kind of flow you have to use. And then these are some of the basic control flows that you'll get to learn, even if you are a fresher who is not much, who don't have who doesn't have a coding background. Certainly these UiPath learning plans, and once you start preparing for these certifications, they help you out a lot in understanding like how to use the if condition, the flow decisions, or even for each or do while activities. So they help out a lot. And of course, as I explained, like the debugging options, that the debugging topic is quite important. I felt like it was covered a lot in the exam, and a lot of questions were based on debugging, especially like what kind of breakpoints would you like to use in this condition, or what kind of uh, conditional breakpoints would you like to use or may be useful. And then there is exception handling. Let's say your process is not able to identify a UI element on the screen. So how would you handle that? Do you want uh, like the process to break in between production? You don't want that, of course. So you get to learn a lot about these try catch statements, those throw and re throw activities. So they help out a lot. And even now that we're working with clients, the first question that they ask us is how will you handle things when if like due to like some events, let's say a process breaks down. So how what is your plan on handling them? So in that, I felt like exceptional handling has done a wonderful job, and it helps us to handle all those areas where a process breaks down. And uh, these activities, those try catch throw rethrow, are very much important, and even from an exam perspective they are covered a lot. And then basic logging, what kind of logging should we use in each let's say process, if we want to log something that is very critical, or something if our process requires a log activity that is just a general information. So we have to know which logging activity has to be used accordingly. And then UI automation, we see that there's a lot of there's a lot use of the modern word. So for the new exam, it takes into consideration all the modern activities, which was a huge shift from the classic experience that was being inculcated in the previous exam. So in the new exam, we have seen a shift from the classic activities to the modern one. And then uh, uh, using those modern activities, maybe using modern recorder, or input output methods, and then modern design experience. So once you start learning, like going through the learning plans, even the learning plan is now updated with the modern design experience. So uh, if you want to still learn about the classic one, it is still available on the UiPath learning plans. But it is for an exam perspective, it is recommended that you directly delve into the modern one instead of focusing on the classic activities right now. And then there is this object. Then there is this object repository, and then we have Excel automation, how we can automate Excel activities, how and we have some various things here like VLOOKUP, right cell, pivot cell, insert chart activities, which are like very much important in Excel automations. And then if we want to automate some emails, like we have to know if we want to automate Gmail, which kind of like which if it requires any authentication, if it requires user ID and password. So what kind of automation we will use in case of Gmail or Outlook or any other kind of automations. So these are topics are very much important, and like Excel automation, email automation, PDF automation, they do help out a lot in the real world projects as well. And from an exam perspective as well, they are covered a lot. Even these activities and the questions that were being asked on these Excel and email and PDF automation, they were like high in number. So again, there's data manipulation. You should know how to work with files and folders. And then version control. Let's say you are integrating Git with your project, and you have to uh, maybe work on the project with a different developer, it's not recommended that you directly share those files, and a lot can break down. And sometimes these screenshots that are being captured with the activities, they are not shared. So it is recommended that you use a Git you should know how to use a Studio Git integration so that you are able to work with different kinds of developers. So it really helps out a lot. And then different libraries and templates. For example, there's this RE template that is being used in the industry a lot. So you have to know at least the how to create a template, right? Like for this associate level exam, you just have to know how to uh, create those templates and publish them and maybe share them. Then there is workflow analyzer, which analyzes your whole project in general and gives you any kinds of it. It lists out all the errors that you get in a project, so it is easier for you to see a kind of an error list and just go through them one by one instead of finding them uh, like instead of finding them manually throughout the project. So all these topics are covered, and they have their specific modules in the UiPath learning plan, and it is highly recommended to go through them. Then there is orchestrator. We have how do you describe all these entities in the orchestrator, and you have to get some I highly recommend that you have to get some hands-on experience, maybe um, scheduling all those folders or packages, and uh, going through the orchestrator, not just by theory, not just by watching all these videos and videos on YouTube about cracking the exam, but you have to get some hands-on experience as well. It really helps out a lot. Then there is environment applications. So again, you have to know some basic of MS Office suite, some of the products like Excel or even Word automations. If you know how you can use these softwares, it will be easier for you to automate them. Then there is Studio, Orchestrator, and virtual environments and browsers like Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox. And yeah, so this was the overview of the exam. These are some of the basic details, and some of the differences that we talk about in the old and the new one is that now the certifications are valid for 3 years. Earlier, it was if you attain the certifications, they were valid for a lifetime. But since we see that there is a huge paradigm shift in the content, as well as a lot of the companies are shifting towards AI. So even we have seen a huge shift in the products that are being released by UiPath. They are more centric towards artificial intelligence. So hence, this content has to be updated regularly. So now the certifications are once you attain it, they are valid for 3 years. And if you already had a certification, it is valid 3 years from October 13th. And right, previously it was the model that the certification had was associate advanced model, but right now the new model is associate professional model. And the exam content also aligns with the modern design experience rather than the classic one. So now we come on to the professional ones, it is recommended for candidates who already have hands-on experience of about nearly about 1 year, and you need to, let's say you have been working and you have started learning all the uh, automations, and you are basically comfortable with now building your own stuff. You also are moving up the ladder. You are in getting all the resources, and you know where to find stuff, or how to do things. And so once you get comfortable with the platform, it is recommended that you even up your skill by going through the professional certification. and it is generally recommended for roles like advanced automation developers or architects or automation architects. And it is the uh, course content there. This is also kind of complex as compared to the associate level one. So again, there's this PDF document that very much in detail explains all the content that will be covered here. Again, this exam is valid for 3 years, and this is usually targeted for automation developers or engineers, automation engineers, solution architects, and more of a high level role. But there is no stopping you. Like if you really want to like learn all these advanced and complex topics, you can start learning right away. And as I said, once you are like you have some hands-on experience, you know how to build some basic processes, and you get technically proficient, and you have the knowledge and skills, then it is recommended that you go for this certification. The main exam domains are data manipulation. How do you manipulate the data? And then debugging, UI automation, the control flow, and RE framework, which is a widely used template that we used. And UiPath has given us the best practices how to use this template. And it is really used in the industry a lot. And like it uses all the best practices, and like even right now in the company we have been using RE framework a lot, and even from an exam perspective it is covered, like it covers a huge portion of the exam. So yeah, data manipulation, we see that link queue for lists and data tables has been introduced, which was not there in the previous exam. So you'll get to learn about link queues and data tables, and perform date time manipulations. This was covered in the previous exam. And you should know how to invoke your custom code, or if there is no specific activity that UiPath has in UiPath in the studio. So you should be comfortable in writing your own VB.NET code and invoking those in your custom projects. And now debugging is already covered in the associate level exam. So if you have gone through the learning plan, you'll be fairly comfortable in uh, uh, in answering debugging questions in the professional level exam as well. And then the use of AI, computer vision, and building automation using WebDriver. So we see that there has been some new content that is being introduced here, like WebDriver or AI computer vision. Although this was the computer vision was covered in the previous exam, but there has been some updates regarding it. And control flow, describing the components of state machine, and how should they be used building projects in state machines. So this really helps out when you're working on a project and you have to build a custom process related to specific company needs. So it really helps out a lot in the professional manner, as well as from an exam perspective. There can be some custom questions related to control flow as well. They'll show you that this is the flow of the process and what should be the outcome. So you can have multiple choice questions related to it. And then of course, we have the RE framework, which is a very important topic related to the exam. And this was covered in the previous one, but again, it is highly recommended that you focus and do go over the practical modules that are available on the learning plan as well. They are kind of very long, and build up it will really build up your strengths, and you will know where to look for stuff. If you are stuck anywhere, then once you are doing a project in an RE framework, you'll know how to use the best practices, or if you want to invoke a custom process workflow, how to do that. So it really helps out a lot. And then we have orchestrator and RPA testing. RPA testing was not covered in the previous one. So this is something new that has been introduced. Uh, Although it was covered in the learning plan previously, but it was not in the syllabus for the exam. But right now it has been included as well. And then the basic environment, software development lifecycle, again, Excel, Office Suite, and you can go over all this stuff. And these are some of the topics the that are important, and they consider that you have some basic knowledge about all these environment applications and tools. Again, this is the learning plan, and like if we go over the learning plan, it is highly detailed, and almost 99% of your exam will be covered from these learning plans. So if you have if you have gone through those learning plans in detail, it will be very beneficial for you. For example, this is the specialized AI one that has been introduced. This is the professional one. If you go over these learning plans, you can see that you have all these modules uh, which are just talking about this. Like, for example, this module just talks about state machines in Studio, and similarly, we have a lot of modules for the RE framework as well. So this particular module, practice with RE framework, is, I believe, very much important. It will give you hands-on experience working with RE framework, and it will help you answer a lot of questions in the exam as well. It will, like I said, I kind of build a mental map where some of the questions that were being included in the exam, I used to remember in my mind, like, okay, I did that, and this is how it is. So it helped me answer some questions. And these learning plans are fairly new, so they have been introduced with regards to the modern experience. Again, again, you have a practice test as well. Once you have gone through the learning plans, you can go through the practice test. And this practice test is also the official one, which is being provided by UiPath. And this certification is also valid for 3 years. And this is also a shift from the associate advanced model to the associate professional model. And now I hand over to Nina. She will business analyst certification. Nina? Hello, Nina, are you there?
Nina, you're on mute.
Nina, your mic is on mute. Okay, so while Nina comes back, I'll quickly go over the AI one, the AI certification. So this certification is, I believe, one of the most difficult ones, and really recommended that you go over this. Nina, are you there?
Yeah,
Nina,
Manan,
your mic is on mute.
Manan, go through the AI one and then Nina can join in. I think she's having some difficulty.
Uh,
Him, Manan, go through the AI one first.
Right. I'm just opening the presentation. Okay, so I'll quickly go over the AI certification. Now, this certification has been introduced, the newest one that includes all the AI uh, products that UiPath has introduced, and it is like very difficult as per my experience. And you have to, like it said, even UiPath recommends that you have to get uh, a minimum of 5 working project experience that extensively use document understanding, and then it is suitable for advanced roles such as solution architects or automation architects um, who can guide these roles are considered very highly who can uh, who who can guide a team or lead a team, and they know how to build a solution for any kind of use case that we have. Then we go through the like as similar as before, we go through the exam documentation, and mainly the AI uh, portion, the AI exam, it covers 3 major modules, which are document understanding, the AI center, and the communications mining. So again, you have a learning plan for this, and these 3, document understanding, communication mining, and the AI center, is vastly covered there. It is highly recommended you go through the learning plan. And of course, it is very much recommended that you do not spend money on other websites, such as they are pretending to sell all these fake exams and questions. So it is highly recommended, even by UiPath, that you do not indulge in those websites, since they are not reliable at all. And once we dwell into the certification, the target audience is certainly developers who have some experience with document understanding and communication mining project, and who have built some use cases for these solutions. Again, the minimally qualified candidate is someone who has completed a minimum of 5 projects, and it requires analysis of complex communications using communication mining, and then processing of semi-structured and unstructured documents involving extensive use of document understanding. So again, like these 3 topics, document understanding, AI center, and communications mining, is majorly covered, as well as you should know some of the previous topics that were covered in the previous exams. And also, to attempt this new certification, you have to get like an associate level or a professional level certification before attempting this, since a lot of the content dwells on the content that is being delivered on the previous exams. So yeah, the exam domains are listed here. And then we have document understanding, uh, uh, yeah, differentiating between OCR and document understanding, the common methodologies, rule-based and model-based, differentiating between what is considered as a structured document, a semi-structured document, and then their use cases. Even their new product, like Clipboard AI, which is in huge popularity these days. Even in that, we see the use of uh, structured, unstructured, and semi-structured documents. You have to know the basic differences to use these products, such as document understanding or even Clipboard AI. And then activities that are related to document understanding. These are like everything covered here is new content, and you will get to learn about it in the learning plan that is being provided there. And apart from all the content there, I will be giving you some of the resources that I used. For example, specific playlists, YouTube playlists that I found helpful, or even my handwritten notes. Like going through all these learning plans, I uh, made handwritten note, and I made sure to revise them properly. So I'll also share my notes with you all. And then, yes, we have the implementation methodologies, gathering and analyzing data about documents, and then we have like what kind of OCR engine should be used, and while we're building an ML model, what kind of best practices that we are using. Again, these best practices help out a lot in debugging or even sharing the code with your colleagues. So all this is very much helpful in a practical sense as well as the exam perspective. So you'll get to learn about the AI Center, how to manage projects there, create, delete, and use all those CRUD applications, and then building ML packages. And so all of this is fairly new. If you are new in the world of AI, it is highly recommended you go through the learning plan, and you should have some basic knowledge about it, like what's the difference between NLP or deep learning or computer vision. So yeah, you'll get to learn all of that. And again, it aligns with the industry trend right now, uh, that is AI. And we'll see that we have seen that there is a huge shift in all of the products, in all of the companies as well. So even like going through all these topics, this will not only help you out in clearing the exams, but also increase your knowledge in learning all these important points related to artificial intelligence. Again, the using the process template, and explaining the architecture, explaining exceptional handling, and using best practices, testing, locking mechanisms. So we can see that a huge amount of content is being covered here. That is why I think that this exam is like quite difficult, and you should have some prior knowledge or some experience before attempting this exam. Again, we have communication mining, then training models in communication mining using taxonomy, and then mining setup, discovery. So all these topics you'll get to learn more about once you start delving into this. And you have to understand those topics not just from a theory perspective, and you have to like do some practical experiences with it as well. As UiPath also recommends that you have to get at least 5 working projects before attempting these exams. Then we'll quickly go over the academy module for this. Okay. Even you also get an official practice test for this. So once you go over the official website, we have included all these links in the PowerPoint presentation that we'll be sharing. And you can just go over like once you go over, like even I'll tell you how to find the certification page. So you can just type UiPath notifications, and then the first link that you get here, you'll get most of your information on here, what kind of certifications there are, the associate level 1, the professional level 1, and you'll also get links to those. So for the AI one, like this is the exam description, and you'll get the practice test here, and this is the learning plan that I talked about. And for scheduling your exam, the exam is hosted by Pearson VUE. So you will have the option to like schedule your exam in person, like while visiting a center, which like, so let's say if you have some network connectivity issues and you prefer to take your exam in an exam center. So like for me, I attempted my associate level exam in an exam center, and my professional level exam at home. So this was quite an experience. And if you think that you are comfortable in an environment in your home, then it is recommended to schedule your exam at home. And like these learning plans, they talk a lot about they talk about everything, and they will go over the AI center document understanding and communication mining in very much detail, which will be sufficient for you, which should be sufficient for you in for the exam. Now, these are some of the recommended resources that we have. The official, of course, there's the official learning plan, the official practice test, and some of the YouTube playlist. The first one is, of course, the UiPath's channel, and then there is like these some of these playlists help me out a lot in solving some of my doubts. Let's say there's this automate with Rakesh or Anderson Jensen and Mukesh Kala. So I used to watch all these videos, and if I'm getting stuck anywhere, I used to go over those videos, and if they have made some topics about it, I used to watch those, and they it really helped me out a lot in understanding those concepts in detail. So these are some of the things that help me out and some of the resources that I recommend. I have also put in my notes for the associate and the professional level exams. I've included a link here. And if you want, you can just go over those notes. I know some people prefer handwritten notes instead of watching the theory lectures. So, and apart from it, I will also tell you that UiPath is running a special 50% discount right now until 30th of November. So this is the promo code for it. And if you wish, if someone who is like attempting for their first time, you can use this promo code for a 50% discount. And if you have already done the RPA or the ARD exams and you wish to attempt these exams again, since there is a lot of new content in this exam, you can, if you wish to align with the recent trends, then you can just fill out this form. And this UiPath, you can just enter your candidate ID, which you had for the exam, and the certification email. So once you fill out this form, UiPath will send you another 50% special discount. And this is valid from 1st of December till 31st, till November 31st, 2024. Again, to schedule an exam, you can just easily go over the Pearson VUE exam and select which kind of an exam would you like to give. And you can schedule it from there. And again, it is recommended that you not pay on spam websites. And if you have any other like questions that are frequently asked by other students as well, you can just go on the FAQs. So is for the business certification, business analyst certifications, is Nina, is your mic working right now?
Yes, it is. And thank you for saving the day while I was having technical difficulties and going over.
No issues. So I'll go over the first slide and I'll hand over to you.
Okay.
On to you, like it's all yours. Floor is all
Okay,
yours.
perfect. I'm going to request access. There we are. Are you doing that? Okay, you can,
No,
Manan, you
no,
can just go to the first slide for the BA
Right.
because mine
Okay.
is not working. And so I wanted to introduce myself. I'm Nina Mehta. I recently got certified as an automation BA, and I'll welcome you all. Thank you for joining us while we're talking about this certification. And UiPath is such a great community. So once you get certified, do join the community. I wanted to thank our community marketing manager, Deanna, and also Pankaj from TSP for putting all this together for everybody to learn and share their knowledge. So first, let's make it fun and kind of talk about why we should get certified. And Manan will show like a 1-minute video.
Let me know if the audio is good.
Wonder how your career will change if you embrace automation? Or how robotic process automation and artificial intelligence can reshape the way you work today? Automation is here. It is already impacting society and will continue to do so. Eager to find out how you can make a difference? Become a UiPath certified professional, brand your expertise, and position yourself at the forefront of this revolution. Unlock your potential and take the career path you have always dreamed of. The UiPath certification grants multiple benefits that you will feel immediately. More credibility and greater self-confidence. Better professional profile and standing. Increased efficiency and job satisfaction. Join the thousands of professionals who have been able to increase their salary, score a job promotion, or pursue a completely new career. According to Pearson View Value, 65% of certified individuals have realized at least one of these benefits within 3 to 4 months of getting certified.
Thank you, Manan. So I started my journey through Women in Automation in 2023. And I highly recommend, if there are women on this, they're listening in here, to join the Women in Automation series that they have from time to time, because it really helped me great amount to see other women in automation being so successful and high profile career, and also willing to help others who are starting in the career. So I highly recommend being part of Women in Automation as well. So now I'll talk about the UiPath BA certification. So in the certification, the knowledge you need is to evaluate a comprehensive understanding of the process automation landscape. It's recommended for people who have 2+ years of experience as a BA. It doesn't have to necessarily be a BA in the automation industry. For example, I don't have automation industry experience yet, but I was able to clear the exam because I understood just the BA processes before. So I encourage you to, even if you don't have 2+ years in UiPath industry, go ahead and, if you desire to, go ahead and go full force and try to achieve what you're set out to do. Next slide, please. There is a lot of information out there for how to become certified. And the details for the certification are online, and you can just follow these links to, we're not going to, to respect the time, we're not going to go through all the links that are out there, but please go ahead and visit the links and understand what it takes to kind of master what is asked in the exam. There is also a fantastic opportunity to learn alongside like the experts in the industry, all the people who will be hosting this upcoming business analyst webinar are very, very seasoned professional. It's a free series. And it's starting soon. So I highly encourage all of you to join this series and learn, which will make your BA journey pretty easy to accomplish. And I guess we will move on to question and answers now, if you have.
Yes. So do we have any questions from any of the participants? Maybe anything related
Even
to our
in
journey?
the chat. I'm looking at the chat. I don't see anything in the chat.
Yeah, this is Diana. I actually have a question. So you talked about going through the learning paths. Is there anything else you think besides the learning path that's something good for people to go through?
Yes.
You mentioned
So
practice, but just, based on your experience.
yes. So like apart from this learning plans, as I said, like I really found all these YouTube playlists that other people have made, such as Rakesh or even Mukesh Kala. So I've listed out some of the playlists that really helped me out a lot. And other than that, I felt like for cracking these certifications, revision was a huge part of my success. Such as like I used to study from Monday till Friday, and then I used to like revise whatever I've studied during the week, and I used to revise them on the weekends. So I felt like revision was a huge part, and then making all these handwritten notes so that I can go through them. So that really helped me out a lot. And then after you're done, going over to the practice tests and evaluating yourself. Like if you think that you are attaining maybe 85% or above than 80%, then it is recommended to go to the actual exams. And if you still think that you can improve your performance, again go through all the resources, again go through all the notes that you have done. So like that was one thing that helped me out a lot. So like Nina, if you have anything that you recommend as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the only other thing I wanted to ask real quick is can you set expectations on timelines? Like how long does it take to prepare for one of these exams, do you think, from going through the learning plan and then doing the follow-up?
Yes, so for the associate level exam, it did not take me much time. But then again, it depends on person to person. Let's say you are coming from a background who does not have that much IT experience. So it might take you a bit longer, but it's not like it's impossible or it like for me, it took me around 1 to 2 months for the associate level exam. And right after that, since all of the concepts were kind of fresh in my mind, I started preparing for the professional level exam, like right after giving my associate level exam. But side by side, I was also working on different kind of projects. So it's not like I was just preparing for the exams. I was preparing projects. I was working hands-on. I was getting some hands-on experience, as well as doing those learning plans. So for the professional level exams, it took me a bit, like it took me a lot of time to get all those concepts inculcated in, like included in my mind. And even in the exam, there are a lot of complex questions, so which really makes you think in the exams. And in the exam, you have to be really considerate of the time limit. So let's say if you are not able to solve a question like within maybe 3 or 4 minutes, it is recommended that you move on to the next question instead of spending all your time on that question. So once you're done with all the questions, you can flag that particular question in the exam, that you wish to come back to that question once, if you have some more time left, then you can like go back to those questions that you have flagged.
Thanks.
And
Yes,
Nina,
so,
you were saying something, sorry.
so to add on, what really helped me was taking going through the course that's online and always taking the exams, the test at the end of every chapter, so to speak. And like Manan said, going back and doing that. So say, for example, if you did chapter 1 and you moved on to chapter 2 and 3, and just to keep fresh in your mind, just go back to chapter 1 again and take the end of the chapter test again to see that you still have all the concepts with you to kind of keep it fresh. So that really helped me a lot, just taking the exams over and over to make sure that I have the concepts that are needed for the exam right at the tip of my tongue, so to speak.
So like even in those learning plans, we see that once you cover all these theoretical concepts, it is also the website is quite interactive. So like once you go through the main concepts, you see that there are different kind of practice questions here, practiced AI and UiPath Studio, and then there are quizzes also available there, which has a passing score of 80%. So I highly recommend that you go through all of these questions, and this will kind of give you a practice side by side your learning. So it's not like once like you prepare for the exam and then you go for the practice test. So during these learning plans, what you get is you understand one module, then you give a practice test on that module. Then you learn another module, and then you give a small practice test on that module. So that is one thing that I highly recommend, and it is really helpful in cracking, like understanding the questions that can be asked in the exam as well. And you also get some other learning resources such as white papers or link to other activities and resources as well, which you can like go through as well.
Great. This was a great session. If anybody has any other questions, feel free to take yourself off mute. Okay. I'm not hearing anything. So Manan and Nina and Panchaf, thank you so much for today's session. I put the where you can find the recording tomorrow in the chat window. So make sure you guys grab that information. And we really appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.